gab about. Suckers with the gab about. Suckers with the gab about. Suckers with the gab about.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jonathan Davis here with Davis AutoSports. Excited to offer you guys a gorgeous 2001 Toyota 4Runner Sport Edition. This is a factory and true sport package 4Runner. One owner, Carfax certified guaranteed truck with over 30 service records on the Carfax report. This truck came to us 100% original, all bone stock. We did a minor restoration. We'll go through all the reconditioning work, the many parts and services provided on this 4Runner. Truck now sits with 144,000 miles, and we just went through the entire truck mechanically. And if these trucks are well cared for, as I'm sure you know, they go easily 3, 4, and 500,000 miles. Truck's in beautiful condition inside and out. All 4 wheels have been completely stripped down and refinished in-house by Davis AutoSports. Everything mentioned in this video was performed here in-house. Starting with the exterior, the truck received our full paint correction service. If you're not familiar with that service, I'll sort of walk you through it. It takes about a minute to explain and about 5 days to do. So if you take a look at that paint, more importantly, if you're able to feel how soft and smooth it is, essentially what we do after completely washing the entire exterior, every nook and cranny, we then clay bar it. We get all the hard contaminants off of the surface of the clear coat itself. From there, we use different grits of sandpaper, anything from a 2000 grit all the way up to a 5000 grit, and every single panel that has paint is completely wet sanded down. And essentially what we're doing is we're getting a very slight layer of the imperfected clear coat off of it. So after you spend about a day and a half wet sanding it, you're then left with a very dull looking but very smooth finished surface. From there, there's multiple steps to get from that step to what you see now. And that is performed with different type of buffers, different pads, different compounds, polishes, many different procedures, and the end result is what you're looking at. 2 of my recondition specialists usually spend about 4 to 5 days on each vehicle. This service alone, if you were to Google paint correction service at a paint correction facility, doesn't matter the type of car, the hours put into it or the hours, usually it's about $2,500. We surely don't tack on $2,500, although I wish we could. That just goes to show the value of the actual service. And if you look at the end results, it truly speaks for itself. I want to be clear, it does not get out any imperfections that go through the clear coat, through the base coat. Anything that's very deep, it's not going to get it out. That's not the purpose of it. So I just want to be perfectly clear about that. In addition to the exterior, on the full paint correction, all 4 wheels and center caps were removed, sanded down, and completely refinished. A lot of the work that we did on this 4Runner has a lot to do with the inside and also mechanically. We did our full timing belt service and engine service, which is going to be a timing belt, water pump, drive belts, idler pulley, tensioner with pulley. We did our full valve cover gasket service, the plenum gasket, spark plugs and wires. The full drive line has also been completely serviced. Upon inspecting and servicing the rear differential, we went ahead and decided, just due to the little bit of wear that we saw in there wasn't what we like to see, so we actually redid the entire rear end, new ring and pinions, new bearings. So that has been completely redone. I mean, if you look at this paint, so one of the big things that the paint correction service does. So the sun is obviously shining right down onto the paint. Most paints that you look at in the sun are going to have a ton of swirl marks. And as you see, there are absolutely 0 swirl marks. Those swirls are inside the clear coat from washing and things brushing up against it, and even drying your vehicle, going through car washes. And as you see, there are no swirl marks, and that's partially and part of taking a thin layer of clear coat off with the multiple steps of sanding and then compounding and everything else. Obviously, part of the sport package is going to give you the beautiful color keyed fenders and bumpers and everything else. Once again, sun shining directly on it, you will see no swirl marks. Another thing too is we literally do every single panel, even the smaller panels. A lot of places that paint correct, or even on a lower scale, buff or compound or any of that, they're going to do your main panels, your flat surfaces, your major areas. We do pillars, we do bumper caps, we do absolutely everything. So quick recap on the exterior: full paint correction service and refinishing of all the wheels. Want to let you guys see too, this thing has some nice Michelin tires. We left those as is. On the servicing, timing belt, water pump, idler with pulley, tensioner with pulley, thermostat obviously with housing, valve cover gasket, plenum gasket, spark plugs, wires, front differential, transfer case, transmission, all been serviced. Rear differential was serviced, and also completely all the interior guts, ring and pinion, bearings, all that completely done. So this thing's ready to go for obviously another 200,000-300,000 miles. Timing belt's going to have to get done, of course, in another 115,000 miles. Let me take the key out real quick. So one of the big undertakings on the interior is we took the seats out, center console out, carpet out, everything, and we went ahead and replaced the carpet with brand new carpet. This is top of the line carpet with extra backing behind it, insulation. The video leading up to this video, in the intro, you'll see the work that was done on that. Just really makes the interior plush and clean and everything else. And of course, we have our all new leather seats that we do. And part of doing these seats is we rebuild the actual bolsters. Years and years of sliding in and out of these seats, these bolsters become flat. So when we take the factory skins off, and another thing to note, sport package 4Runners only come in cloth. So you will not see a factory sport package 4Runner in leather. Upon taking the factory cloth off, before putting our custom leather seats on, we rebuilt all the bolsters. So each seat has 4 bolsters, obviously. And also want to let you guys know, any sort of slight wrinkling that you may see in any of the leather, that comes out once the leather one of the things that we do, and excuse us for not doing it on this one, is we actually steam it with our steamer, and that sort of shrinks and tightens the leather up. And we are moving to a new facility, so we actually have that packed, so we were unable to get that completed, but it will be completed. So any little wrinkles that you see, that's all part of the upholstery department, what we'll be doing. So added all 4 bolsters on each side. We also added dual heated seats. The reason we put both buttons here is a lot of times passengers will turn the heated seat on. Usually the heated seat is on the bottom portion of the seat. If a passenger gets in and turns it on, the driver doesn't know it's on. So every time the driver's in the vehicle driving it and there's not a passenger there, the heated seat's on, which is sort of a waste. So it's nice to be able to control it from the driver's seat, so they have full access to it. Everything else with the interior was very clean. Non-smokers vehicle. there wasn't a whole lot that we had to do. The seats, anytime that we really get in a cloth 4Runner or a 4Runner with partially worn out leather seats, we just replace them as part of what we do when specializing in these. And you know, all the door panels that are on here, everything on the inside, if it's factory, obviously don't expect it to be all brand new, but it all is in very good condition. But the carpet it's very, very thick. It's got extra backing behind it and insulation. For example, stuff like that, once we put the steamer, it literally just tightens all that up. I mean, the steamer is going to pretty much mimic what my hand's doing, so all that will be tightened up. Look nice and tight. Pockets in the back seats. The carpet install obviously is all the way back in the cargo as well. Let me get this mat out here. Wheel wells, that's all new carpet. Rear cargo, the back of the seats, all that's new as well. Also want to let you guys know, as far as the exterior goes, there's, as you see, there's really no major damage. The only thing to really note, and we got to sort of pick and choose what we do and what we don't do on these, because it's easy to get completely overboard and try to fix absolutely everything. There's a couple small little light scratches, and you know, you got a scratch there and a scratch there. To repaint that door the right way, you're going to want to blend into the fender, blend into the door. Then it's just so much work to fix little tiny things like that. So anything like that, obviously, please expect we point them all out in our pictures. The bottom of the bumper right there, it's got a little push in right there, but there's no actual damage. What I just pointed to is probably the worst. You got a little scratch right there, but these are things that are far less than what you see on your average 4Runner. Beautiful truck inside and out. Drivability is absolutely perfect. Every other component works exactly as it should. If it didn't, we would service it. Also want to let you guys know too that a lot of what we do on our 4Runners, service wise and reconditioning, we don't do them because it's something that it absolutely needed to get done. We're by nature a restoration facility, and we try to sell the cleanest, nicest 4Runners, and in doing that, if something has wear, even average wear, to set yourself apart from anyone else, those are things that we all do here. So this is just a normal reconditioning for our 4Runners and Tacomas. If you've been watching us on YouTube, I'm sure you're well aware. So there you guys go. If you guys have any questions about this 4Runner, please feel free to contact us directly at 202-491-9929. You can also reach me by email, jd@davisautosports.com. Thank you.